Focus. 80% of people who set goals say they'll start tomorrow. And here's the bizarre part, most of them never do. Psychologists call it temporal self-deception, the brain tricking you into believing that your future self will somehow be stronger, wiser, more disciplined than the person you are right now. But what if that tomorrow you keep waiting for never actually comes? You're watching Fruity Wisdom, where we expose the illusions that shape our lives and turn them into lessons that stick. Hit subscribe if you're done waiting for tomorrow. I'll change tomorrow sounds harmless, even responsible, like a promise to your future self. But it's not a promise. It's a delay disguised as progress. It feels productive because it gives you relief right now, relief from guilt, from discomfort, from facing yourself today. But tomorrow isn't a magical day where everything feels easy. Tomorrow is a mirror. It only reflects what you do right now. You don't change when the clock resets. You change when your standards do. And that shift can only happen in the present moment, the only one that's real. There's a story about a man named Sam. He wanted to get in shape. Every night, he'd tell himself, tomorrow's the day. Tomorrow came, and he'd say it again. For 3 years. Then one morning, his doctor told him his heart was failing. Suddenly, tomorrow became too late. That moment changed him, but not because of fear. Because he finally realized that his future self never existed. There was only this self, this choice, this moment. And once he stopped lying to himself about tomorrow, he finally started living today. We all do this in different ways. Students say they'll study tomorrow. Smokers say they'll quit next week. Entrepreneurs say they'll launch when it's perfect. Tomorrow is the world's most convincing con artist. It promises comfort, control, and clarity, but delivers nothing but delay. Think of it like standing on a treadmill, saying you'll start running after 1 more minute. The belt moves, the world moves, but you stay still. That's the illusion. You feel like you're preparing, but you're really procrastinating. Change doesn't live in the calendar. It lives in the choice you make while it's still uncomfortable. Because progress doesn't wait for perfect conditions, it creates them. Here's the part that hurts. Waiting for tomorrow is how most dreams die. Not because people are lazy, but because the brain protects you from short-term pain, even if it means long-term regret. It whispers, you'll be ready later, but later never shows up. And every time you say not today, you teach your brain to settle. That's the real danger, not failure, but the slow erosion of self-trust. If you can't trust yourself to start, how will you ever believe you can finish? So, how do you break the lie? First, make change microscopic. Don't aim for a marathon, aim for a single step. Do 1 push-up, read 1 page. Next, attach change to identity. Don't say, I'll run tomorrow. Say, I'm someone who moves today. Finally, make discomfort your compass. If it's uncomfortable, it's probably the right direction. Because growth and comfort never coexist, one always replaces the other. And if you want to go deeper, if you want to understand why this pattern keeps repeating, the answers are out there. Start with Atomic Habits by James Clear. It shows how tiny daily actions build massive change, and why starting small always beats waiting big. Then, The War of Art by Steven Pressfield, a masterpiece on how resistance hides behind procrastination and how to fight it head-on. And finally, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, because no book explains the beauty and urgency of this moment better than that one. So here's your challenge. Think of one thing you've been saying you'll do tomorrow. Now, do 1 small part of it today. Not the whole thing, just 1 action that proves the lie wrong. Because every time you act now, you weaken the voice that says later. Tomorrow isn't your problem. Postponed potential is. And the truth is, you don't need a new day to change your life. You just need a new decision. This is Fruity Wisdom, reminding you, wisdom means nothing without action. So, stop waiting for the perfect time. This is the time.